Hi ladies, it's Elisa and I'm here with my 8-week bump date. As you can see, I had another ultrasound. Today, I am technically 9 weeks today, or yesterday. I was technically 9 weeks yesterday. So, today I had my first official OB appointment. And I know that I'm in a different setting, and I'm sorry if my camera is shaking a little because Brian actually fell asleep in our bedroom, which is where I normally film with the camera sitting on something. So I'm sorry, it's gonna be a little shaky, guys, because I'm just in my living room. But so yeah, so I got an ultrasound. I was so excited. When they brought in that ginormous probe, the I was like, what's happening? I didn't know I was getting an internal ultrasound today. I thought we'd just hear the heartbeat, and they're like, oh no, we're just going to reconfirm that you have a pregnancy, even though I've been transferred from my RE. It was very odd. But so yeah, here's baby. He or she is still doing great. You can see, sorry, I'm holding the camera with my other hand, but that little limb right there, it's a little tiny foot and his little head and everything, and the baby has a heart rate of 178, and so perfectly normal, perfectly healthy, and we got to hear the heartbeat for the first time, which was so cool. The little whoosh 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 whoosh, it's so cool. But yeah, so cool is the only way I could describe it. And she held the wand still just for, a few seconds, 15 or 20 seconds. And you could see him like in there twitching and wiggling around and moving around his little arms and legs. It was super creepy. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't feel it, but it's actually happening right now. He's in there going, what the heck, man? And twitching around like a real live being. It was so crazy, guys. Oh my gosh. In addition to that, I got a ginormous packet of pregnancy information. Planning for your pregnancy. Anyway, so this is full packet that Kaiser gives you, full of information and forms that you have to fill out. And at the OB appointment, after it was done and I was dressed again, they basically just scheduled me for the prenatal class that they have. And I guess at that class they have all the forms, they expect all the forms to be filled out, and they go over all of the testing, genetic testing, like what to expect in your pregnancy as far as appointments go and everything. So I'm so glad that they have that class. I'm sure a lot of women are like, do this like my third kid. I don't really care. I already know all this. But being that I've never gone through pregnancy before, I find that kind of information really helpful. And just a quick overview of my whole 8th week. I know I was saying that I was super lucky that I wasn't experiencing real morning sickness, and I think I may have spoke too soon. I mean, I don't have traditional like raging morning sickness. I have not. I've yet to get sick to actually vomit. But about 4 days ago, so like Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday of last week, I really did start experiencing sickness. It's just sick to the stomach. I mean, you guys know that I was experiencing less than pleasant reactions to pregnancy as far as bathroom visits, but yeah, excuse me, gasp. My stomach was feeling fine, and then all of a sudden, just I would get up in the morning, and I immediately had to come out here, and I started keeping a pack of saltines. Very stereotypical, basic bitches, right? But yeah, so I have saltines, so I have to pop about 2 or 3 of them in my mouth every morning, like as soon as I get out of bed, and I get myself a glass of ice water, and I have to snack on saltines while I'm getting dressed because I can't make it now because I usually wouldn't eat breakfast until after. So it was just, so saltines and water are basically my breakfast every morning. And I'm still having some digestive issues, but they're fewer and far between. And I'm able to keep down everything I eat. But I really have to be very careful of limiting myself, which as a plus size girl, clearly I'm not good at limiting myself at anything. But if I overeat, like if I let myself get full, I feel sick. If I undereat, then I feel fine, but 45 minutes later, I'm hungry again and I start feeling nauseous. So it's just more frequent than nausea. And just basic, it's not even always nausea, it's just a little bit of stomach crampiness. But I'm staying hydrated, I'm trying to eat lots of fruits and vegetables, and just try to keep the healthy food coming in. At my OB appointment, she said because of my BMI, my current BMI, they really only want me to gain 15 pounds during this pregnancy. And that's impressive for a skinny person, but that'll be really impressive for a plus size woman. So I'm really going to have to be careful about what I eat during this pregnancy and not eat for two. I'm really going to have to not indulge and take care of myself, which I should have been doing my entire life. But, hindsight is always 20/20, right? So, so 15 pounds. That sounds like really little, but, we'll see how it goes, right? I'm just going to have to be good. And she wants me to start exercising, but like taking like half an hour walks or something. She said every day, being that it's so cold outside, I don't know that we'll be able to do that, but we really are going to try to do that just so that, hopefully labor won't be so hard and hopefully I can stick to just 15 pounds or at least under 20. But also because I am already overweight, they want to do the sugar glucose test at like 24 or 25 weeks or something, she said. And they are going to want to do my glucose test at about 15 or 16 weeks because they want to check it earlier to make sure that my sugars are not going crazy and that I am getting the right nutrients, baby's growing like they should. So, I'm just going to have to do it a few weeks earlier than average, which again, I'm fine with. I've heard that the drinks, some people say they're miserable and some people say that they're fine. So I'm not worried about it. What I'm excited about is that, I got to see baby today and I totally didn't think I was going to get to see the baby again until like 20-week ultrasound, like for the anatomy scan or anything. So, that was a really great surprise. The thing that was weird about Kaiser is, I guess they're worried about, a pregnant woman coming in and being too scared to say something in front of her husband, like he's beating me, save me, so like there's things on the questionnaire like, have you ever experienced physical violence? Are you in an abusive relationship? And then Brian was there in the waiting room with me and they're like, oh, you can come back. And they're like, oh no, not you, sir. You can stay here. We'll come get you. And I was like, well, when does he can come back, right? And she's like, oh yeah, well, we'll come get him in a few minutes. And then there was a little bit of confusion. Then I had to pee into a cup. And so she's like, okay, well, after you do that, he can come back. And so after I peed in that cup, I was like, so he can come back. And she's like, well, when we get you into the room, he can come back. So they got me into the room and I'm like, so now he can come back? And, that's when they're like setting up the tray and, they brought in the huge wand and I wasn't expecting that. And they're like, okay, get dressed. I'm like, when does my husband get to come in? Because you're not sticking any of that in me until he is in here. So, it was a little, the rooms are small and, it's Kaiser. So it was just there, and the nurses were super grumpy. I don't know if it's just in my city, but she was acting like the girl who was taking my blood pressure. She was like, she couldn't have been more than 20. And she was basically acting like she didn't know what she was doing, which was making me nervous. And there was another pregnant lady there and she was kind of wandering around the same way. And she's like, I know it's kind of confusing, right? I'm like, dude, seriously. So we're both standing there and I'm holding my pee and she's like, the lady's like waiting to pee in a cup. So it's very confusing. And then the other chick that was there, she was clearly the one in charge, the head nurse for this doctor, and she did not smile once, not even once. And then she asked me like when my last period was, and I'm like, dude, I could not tell you. I was like, I did IVF, we did a frozen transfer. I'm like, there was birth control, there was medication. There was everything. I was like, I could probably figure it out on my phone maybe, but I really don't know when that was. So, all sorts of nonsense. But I'm like, and shouldn't it be in your system? Like, what is it with Kaiser? I'm like, it's all connected, but you're not all connected. You're confusing me. Anyway, so it wasn't that big of a deal. They were like, once she came in again after I had gotten undressed, she was like, so you don't want to talk to the doctor beforehand? There's no abuse going on or whatever. I'm like, no. Can he come back now? Because you're making me uncomfortable being back here alone. It's creepy. You're alone. It's cold. And you're naked around strangers who don't smile. So it was just, whatever. But once the doctor came in, the doctor was like, it was like night and day, because the doctor was all sunshine and sparkle and sweetness and just gentle and just clearly deals with crazy pregnant women all the time. So she was just so nice. And this is not my normal OB, because remember, I couldn't get an appointment with my normal OB until like the beginning of December, and that was too long for me to wait. So, yeah, so this, and the thing with Kaiser is, when I go into labor, whoever is going to be there on call whenever that happens, that's who's going to deliver my baby. It might not necessarily be my direct OB. That's how Kaiser works. And so I think it's nice for me to see a couple of the other doctors too, so that when I do deliver my baby, it won't be probably a complete stranger. I've never met this person. And they're, help bringing my child into the world. At that point, I might not care. People tell me I won't. But at the same time, it's nice to not have a stranger there. That's neither here nor there. I'm getting long-winded. The only thing that happened in week 8, guys, is that I'm starting to really feel pregnant. Still a little bloated, or baby bloat, but yeah, I got to see the baby today, and that was the best part about this week. And we had like an early Thanksgiving with my father's family, and it was so nice to see like out of town family and stuff. And be able to tell them I'm pregnant, and and we're not keeping a secret from anyone. And my dad's making jokes in Spanish about being a grandpa and spoiling a kid and giving him back, and I got a little teary because I'm like, I'm showing my dad the video of my baby's heart beating, and it's just so surreal to me that me and Brian are gonna have a baby. It's so crazy, so crazy. So seeing his little body in there twitching around, and he's only at 9 weeks he's the size of an olive, a green olive. So he's a full inch now. So just picturing something that's this big inside me, just wiggling around, just enjoying the room while he has it, just so cool. So yeah, so cool. I'm probably going to kick myself. Because in the last video, I forgot to tell you guys that I did get released from my RE. So I'm fully in the care of my OB now. We didn't realize until like last night that the needles had been ordered for us for the refill to get us through the very last part of this medication. Or the wrong needles. So it's a bunch of like, who do I contact? Do I tell my OB now, or do I still go back to my RE? So the answer is I have to go back to my RE and email them and make sure that they write me a prescription real quick for the right kind of needle, because they ordered me the wrong kind. And I'm in counting. It is 20 days counting today, so it'll be 19 days after today of injections left. And girlfriend, I'm done. I am done getting shots. The one thing that the doctor, speaking of shots, that the doctor said that I really did need to get a flu shot, because pregnant women, our immune systems are already compromised, and when we get sick, we get sick. It hits us hard, and and luckily at Kaiser they're having a free flu clinic shot thing. So we immediately went from the OB's office and gathered our paperwork, made our appointments, and then went right downstairs and I got a flu shot. And the lady was like, so are you pregnant or nursing or blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, actually, I'm pregnant. And she's like, oh, okay, well, you need this special flu shot. And I was like, a special flu shot? And she's like, yes, because it doesn't have some proteins in it or something, preservatives, something that just gives you the flu shot and doesn't pass it on to the fetus. So I got a special flu shot, guys, but that was another needle. But dude, that was a wussy needle compared to the 2-inch needles. This is a little tiny dainty needle, and, you know, that's a lady needle. That's not the man needles that I have to stick into my tushy every night. So, I think that's it, guys. You're probably sick of my phone shaking and this horrible, atrocious lighting right here. And look, this yellow background that's kind of turning everybody green, and this pink robe that you guys are probably going to see so much that it's going to make you sick. See right here? Ooh, the poster. Yep. And this direction is a fish tank. Maybe one day I'll do a house tour for you guys so you can see all the craziness that you only see like little glimpses of. Well, if you've seen the reveal video, then you probably have an idea of what my living room and kitchen look like. But yeah, that's it. This video is already 15 minutes long. I'm really sorry about that. So I guess it was a more informative week than I thought it would be. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. And if you have any questions or comments, please list them below. Thank you for all the new subscribers. Welcome to my pregnancy journey. I'm sorry I babble. I make completely ridiculous jokes, but I'm glad you guys are all here. And yeah, and there have been so many BFPs lately. I'm like over the moon, and there's so many frozen transfers in our tiny little community coming up. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for some of you guys. So for all of you out there, congratulations on your BFPs. For those of you who are still trying, baby dust to all of you. And I will talk to you guys next week. And I hope you all have a very happy Thanksgiving. I know that I have tons to be thankful for, and I'm sure you guys all will too soon. Bye.